a woman matching Shelby's description in the checkout line at Walmart.
We took all of them serious and we investigated all of them.
4 p.m. Wednesday, January 4th. 2 days after Shelby is reported missing, the black Escape is found in the parking lot of the J&S cafeteria across the road from the Asheville Regional Airport. 90 miles away in this woman's head, an alarm bell starts blaring. Shelby's on the run.
They said that she might have flown out of the airport. So I think, oh, well, she really got away.
Amanda Casey was Michael Wilkie's wife before Shelby. That marriage had produced a beautiful daughter and plenty of happy memories.
You guys got dressed up. He was a Confederate officer. You were a Southern belle. Looks like fun.
It was.
Did you guys have laughs while you were doing this?
Sure.
So you had a good sense of humor.
Definitely. Very charismatic.
But like the Confederacy, Amanda's marriage eventually became a lost cause.
Because he was so good at masking. It was like Jekyll and Hyde, two personalities, and you didn't know which one you would get.
How nice was the Dr. Jekyll?
Very nice.
And the Mr. Hyde?
Terrible. Not somebody you'd want to meet.
You guys had a pretty big argument when you were pregnant with a daughter you had with him.
Mm-hmm. The argument escalated, and he was physically abusive.
What does that mean, physically abusive?
He grabbed me around my throat and slung me around our bedroom, and my shoulder went through and made that hole in the sheetrock in the bedroom.
She never filed charges, and she says the psychological abuse left a far bigger dent. So one night, she decided to flee, even though it meant leaving her 3-year-old daughter behind.
The only way that you thought you could actually get away was if you didn't take your daughter. That must have been a gut-wrenching decision.
I had determined that I would let the court system take care of that and get her back that way.
Years later, Amanda learned that Michael was with Shelby.
Did you wonder if she knew what you knew about this dark side?
I had hoped, I always try to think positive, and I had hoped that things had changed.
Well, the wife had changed, but the husband, unfortunately, well, he was pretty much the same. Though Michael had presented himself as a gentle dog lover in his online dating profile, his more unattractive personality traits were revealed in this restraining order filed by Shelby just 2 weeks into their marriage. Shelby said Michael attempted to restrain me from leaving for work, tried to forcibly remove my wedding rings from my finger, broke my fingernail, door of car, and scratched my arm.
So she was beginning to see after marriage things that she had not seen before.
Still, Shelby immediately dropped the charges and kept the abuse a secret.
Why did she go back?
Because Shelby was a very loving, believing, trusting person. He had an ability to cry and to beg and to, I love you, this was a mistake.
And so he could turn his emotions on a dime.
Yes.
Oh, completely.
Just a very master at manipulation.
Months into the marriage, the mood on Moody Street was growing grimmer by the day. The Wilkie home was becoming Shelby's 2-bedroom hell. They fought about what everybody fights about: money.
He wanted to split the check with her when they went out to dinner as a married couple. He
Yes.
made her...
She had to pay half of his house payment, half of the utility bills.
Shelby hid the worst from her parents, but there were some things no amount of cover-up could hide.
And I said, where did you get the bruises on your neck? And she said, Michael and I got in a fight, and he grabbed me, and he leaned me over a table. I think I passed out. Why didn't you call somebody? She goes, well, you know, I'm okay. He didn't mean to.
In truth, Shelby was far from okay, and 6 months into the marriage, she called the cops again. The warrant says Shelby had bruises and cuts on her face and hands. Michael grabbed her and threw her down when she reached for an alarm keypad. This time, Michael was charged with assault. He avoided jail time by agreeing to attend anger management classes at Mainstay, a domestic violence prevention agency. 8 months later, they welcomed a new life, their daughter Sydney, and Shelby hoped a new start. But just 11 days after the birth, another call to police. This time, the tables have turned. It's Michael complaining about Shelby.
911.
Yes, I was wondering if you could send someone here.
My wife is drinking and she's acting crazy. I just want you to take and just get her out of here.
Shelby, you trying to say I've been drinking?
You have been drinking. There's an empty bottle of champagne in the garbage.
Michael, I'm headed that way, okay?
Yes, please hurry.
Is this just a fight, a sign of postpartum depression, or some other psychological issue?
Would she have panic attacks? Would she?
She, I think at times would get nervous and have a panic attack if she was having an issue.
In any event, Shelby goes to attorney Greg Newman to draw up a separation agreement.
There was a plan to move her to an undisclosed home, and they were going to do this around the first of the year.
Shelby even rents this secret safe house and prepares to disappear when Michael is at work. Then a couple of months before the vanishing, she makes a cryptic phone call to, of all people, Michael's ex, Amanda.
And she said, I just want to ask you some things about Michael, is that okay? And I said, Shelby, if there's anybody that knows what you're going through, it's me. And I said, I can't talk to you right now, I've got an appointment I've got to get to, but I said, please call me back. I literally slept with my cell phone.
That next call never comes. The next time Amanda hears Shelby's name, it is on the TV news.
38-year-old Shelby Wilkie is a new mother.
And her ex-husband's teary plea for Shelby to come on home.
We need you. We love you. Please, just come home.
And I just sat there and looked.
Did you think maybe she got away? Maybe she finally did it.
Amanda is convinced that history has repeated itself. Michael Wilkie's abuse has driven another wife to flee at any cost, even if it means leaving a child behind.
And I turned around to my husband and I said, she ran. I know she ran.
But Shelby hasn't turned up at that safe house or anywhere else for that matter. And now, Shelby's family and Detective Matthews see something scarier. Take another look at Michael's weepy press conference.
Just wanted to come home.
Do you see what they see? Stay with us.